Hello, lovely empaths. If we haven't met before, my name is Jan James. I'm an intuitive empath. I'm a therapist and a spiritual teacher. I help empaths all over the world to kick out the curse and embrace the gift of being an empath. I'm here to share a message with you all that you don't have to suffer despite all of the stuff that you're reading online. A lot of the empath groups are sort of really buying into the stuckness of being an empath, and I'm here to sort of like blast that out of the water and say no, because I know from my own personal experience, and I lived the curse for a lot of years and came out the other side to embrace the gift, and it doesn't have to be the way that it's been portrayed out there as this bad, hard and difficult thing. Get yourself over to the website, have a look. There's lots of free resources on there. You can also work with me one-to-one, or you can get involved in an online programme to get the help that you need. I thought I'd just do a quick video around a blog that I did recently, and that is about how frustrating it is when people just will not sort out their issues. You can see what's wrong, you probably tell them what's wrong, you probably even tell them what they need to do about it, but will they? How frustrating is that? Now, we've all had it, haven't we? You know, if only the family would sort themselves out and be a bit more open. If only our partners would stop doing what they do, or start doing something that they should, or that we want them to. If only that friend would be a bit more considerate and ask how you're doing instead of talking about themselves all the time. We've all got somebody or several people in our lives that we look at. If only they would change this stuff. Anyway, I just thought I'd read this blog to you and give you a little bit of insight into this and a little bit of help. You know, and I say in the blog, if only everyone would be more loving and understanding, then everything in your world would be okay. Or you think it would, wouldn't you? I used to think like this. Yet when I realised that this would mean fixing everyone in the world, I needed a rethink. Because if you were to get your ideal and the people around you were sorted, you'd soon meet someone else that wasn't. There has to be a better way, because otherwise this is going to be a lifelong job that it's never ever going to be complete. There is another way, lovely empaths. You may not have realised it yet though. What if you could be okay anyway? What if you could feel at peace and balanced within yourself, content and at ease, regardless of other people and what they're doing? Now, I know that is such an appealing thought, but it's actually a possibility for you. It can be your reality. It is possible, and it's not as hard as you may think right now. I came to realise that my frustration at other people just not fixing themselves was probably a reflection of my own refusal. I didn't like it either. But actually, it's not fair to call it a refusal because I just didn't know. Now, we can't see our own stuff. We're just who we are, and we know our intention is good and it's pure. Everyone, though, develops patterns of behaviour that may not be working towards our highest good, and we just don't see it. It's a really fascinating thing about the brain, actually. I call it fascinating. It was intensely frustrating to me that I knew this concept for a long time, that there is stuff that goes on inside of us that we don't know. I'll just come off the blog for a minute and just talk a little. But I still couldn't see it. This is what happens to everybody. With that ingrained in our own behaviours, the way we speak, the way we communicate, the way we act, the way we think and the way we feel, that we don't actually consider that it could be any different. We just do automatically. And when it's become that automatic, we can't see it. You know, this could mean that we're speaking in a certain way, behaving in a certain way. That could actually be creating a result that we do not want. Only we haven't seen it. I know, it's intensely frustrating when you can't see it yourself. And it is quite a hard one to swallow at first. I know I didn't like it at all. But if there are issues around you, This is ultimately a reflection of something that's going on inside of you. Now, I don't want you to go like on a negative thing with this and think, oh, that's awful, that's awful, I'm not listening to it, no, I'm not listening, blah. This could be actually a transformational moment for you, because when you realise that there may be stuff going on inside of you that's contributing to a problem without you knowing, this means that you can go inside and change you to resolve that external problem. Now, this is not, by the way, blaming you for what other people are doing. So just hold on a sec before you jump down that one. It is quite a deep one to cover. It doesn't mean that you are the cause of somebody else's behaviour. Everyone is responsible for themselves and what they do. You cannot make someone act in a negative way. For example, they have choice. What it does mean is that you could be initiating a response in someone without you even knowing. So it's not, somebody has to be, capable of doing what they do in the first place. You're not making that person be anything. I spent years creating a response. I'm laughing, it wasn't funny at the time. It's funny now because I can see it. I spent years creating a response in someone where I felt and truly believed I was speaking normally. I know. What was actually happening was there was an energetic charge that was coming through my words and behaviour. Now, that energetic charge was shouting loudly and very clearly, which is really the emotion that's under the surface and might not actually be anything to do with a particular person, but it's coming out anyway. I could not see it. Frustrating or what? This is the world of triggers and emotional responses, stuff that just happens. The times where you find yourself doing and saying things you really don't want to say and do. The times you lose your temper and turn into a crazy person. That one. Changing all of this stuff inside of you changes your external world, because people respond to you differently. They don't change who they are, they will just respond to the energy that you're giving out. Always look to you for the changes that you want to see out there. All change is internal and it's like magic. It really, really is. So you may well have energetic charges that are speaking energetically alongside the words that you're using. And in your mind, you'll think, well, I'm just speaking normally. If you had that, you probably relate to it as I speak to you about it. You get a response and you think, well, I only said this. Well, I only said that. Stuff under the surface can be speaking alongside those words and they're hitting the other person without you knowing. Now, I don't need to get overwhelmed by this and think, oh, how do I do something about that? Although the first thing you can do is start to be aware of it. If you're getting a reaction you don't like, to start to go inwards and think, oh, is there an energy coming out of me that I didn't know about? Usually when you shine a spotlight on something, it can't run in the background unconsciously. You're aware of it. So you can go inside and start to look at what is it that needs healing within me. This is all to do with past pain that's got stuck and where it triggers off and it could be over nothing. Our perception can mean that we see things out there that we think are being said, and oftentimes they're actually not. But this pain pattern and this trigger looks for almost like what it wants to hear. And this is where we can put meanings on things, where we decide what somebody meant, what they said, and we take it personally. But generally that person has not had that intention at all. Now, this is probably sounding a little bit complicated, and how do we go about sorting that out? If you need help with it, I'm here, to help and support you. As I said, there's the website, there's lots of stuff you can get involved with, and to gain the help and support you need, this is what I'm here for whatever is coming up for you. If you've got specific questions that you'd like me to cover on a video or on a blog or an article or something like that, please feel free to ask me. I'm always really, really happy to hear from you. So I suppose the takeaway from this video is really to start to get you shifting your attention from blaming out there, where this person is doing that and that person is doing that and they need to fix themselves, to just start to sort of like try and bring your attention back to you. This is where the magic happens. This is where you change you, and outside things start to change automatically. I see this over and over again with the clients that I work with. They make the internal changes and the problems they came with start to just resolve themselves. It's absolutely amazing, this phenomena. You change you, things outside change. Because really a lot of what we see out there and what we perceive are based on how we think about things, how we feel about things, and also about how you feel about yourself. So if you're feeling bad about yourself, for example, that pain part of you will perceive that other people are ignoring you, that they're not speaking to you, they're not giving you the support. The list goes on. And oftentimes that actually isn't the case, but it looks and feels very real to us at the time. If you need help and support with this and you'd like to get it sorted, let me know. Questions, go to the website, get some free stuff. Get involved in an online programme. They're designed to help you sort out this stuff. Or you can always work with me one-to-one. I'll be happy to hear from you, whichever way or whatever it is that you're needing right now. And hopefully I will speak to you very soon. So bye for now. Oh, I should put the link below the video on YouTube, so you'll find the website address. Speak to you soon.